Good afternoon, Uganda, and welcome to today's episode of the Live Tax Lounge Show. My name is Anan Priska, your host, and it's been a while. I'm very excited to be doing this. Today, we have a very special guest in the house. We have the manager for PR and comms here at URA. I know some of you have met her, but for those who haven't met her, it's been a while, right? Our manager, Miss Rita Muzira, she's here. Rita, welcome to the show. Welcome to the Live Tax Lounge.
Thank you, Priska.
Welcome back to URA TV. I know it's been a minute.
Thank you.
Yeah. So please introduce yourself. I know I have, hinted a few things, but just the people would like to hear from you, from the horse's mouth. Who is Rita? What you do here, and then we'll get into the rest of the conversation.
Thank you, Priska. Hello, our viewers. I'm Rita Muzira Kiza, and I serve here at URA as the manager in charge of public relations and communications.
It's nice to have you. Thank you. And there's no more fitting person to talk about our topic today, and our topic is the taxpayer appreciation season. So Rita, this season has been with us for a while, right? I mean, it's it's a big deal for URA. It's a big deal for our taxpayers as well. So, what is taxpayer appreciation season from URA?
Thank you, Priska. Taxpayers Appreciation Season is an initiative that management of URA conceived and birthed in 2005 as a way of celebrating, recognizing, and appreciating the role the taxpayers play in the development of our country. So it's a season. It started as a day, but as the years went by, it became a season. Right now we are running it from October to December, and in here we are celebrating, we are recognizing and appreciating the role that taxpayers play in the development of our country, and in that we are fostering a spirit of nationalism and patriotism and togetherness. Yeah.
Okay. So since 2005, that's been quite a while. And so for this year, you said it's running from October to December. That's quite some time. And October, I think it started out with a Thanksgiving, right?
Yeah.
And what other activities do you have lined up for us for this period?
Okay, we started with a Thanksgiving to celebrate and thank God how far we've come. That was at the beginning of the month, this month.
Yes.
But then we have a series of activities that are going to run through the period. We have the taxpayer visits. We are going to be visiting taxpayers in the regions.
Okay.
So far we are going to go to 5 regions. That is West Nile, Eastern, Northern, Western, and then Midwestern. And then we will culminate it into a grand dinner in the central. That is one. Then we are going to have regional integrity forums. These are thought-provoking discussions where we are going to have conversations with the taxpayers and the general community on issues of accountability in tax administration and also revenue mobilization. So we are going to be sharing with the public and having these discussions and having insights on how we can improve integrity of what we do as a revenue body, but also as taxpayers.
Okay.
And then after that, we are going to have corporate social responsibilities, because URA doesn't exist in a vacuum. We exist in communities, and this time our corporate social responsibilities are going to be done by staff, where they'll be giving back to the societies and communities where our offices are located, just to engage and ensure that we are part of the bigger community that contributes to the development of this country. And then we shall climax it up with the grand taxpayers appreciation dinner and gala award ceremony, where we will be recognizing and celebrating, those taxpayers that have gone over and beyond in showcasing compliancy and also contributing to the revenue basket.
Okay. That sounds very exciting.
Yeah, it is.
It is, and I'm sure at taxpayers, you should be on the lookout for all these amazing activities. I have just a few questions from some of the activities that you shared about. For the you say the taxpayer visits that are going to happen next week. Could you share with us a little bit, how are these taxpayers picked? How, I mean, Masindi, and I'm probably wondering, where would you pick this person over this person? Yes.
There is a criteria, because we do have a committee that helps us to pick out these taxpayers. There is a criteria and a number of parameters that are looked up to. We look at a number of issues like your compliance record. You have to be 100% compliant, because we are celebrating compliance. You have to show growth as a taxpayer, but also in your revenue contribution. We have, first of all, we have various categories. But for the taxpayers we are going to visit, we look at a number of parameters. You have been very instrumental in adopting our services and initiatives. You have contributed greatly to the revenue basket. You've been extremely compliant. And other parameters that we look at, you've been a special stakeholder and partner in this journey of revenue mobilization. And
it's a time to reward you.
So it's a time to recognize you, to celebrate you, and to reward you, and to also get feedback from you as a taxpayer. You might be having issues, you might be having concerns, but you also might be having ideas on how best we can serve you as a taxpayer and how best we can improve our services as a revenue mobilizer. So it's a time of celebration, it's a time of engagement, it's a time of catching up, it's a time of discussing ways on how we can improve how we work together, because revenue mobilization is a collective effort. It's not just our part, but it's hinged on compliance. Voluntary compliance.
That is true. That's lovely. And if you're a taxpayer in the regions, please be on the lookout. This is your time to, like Rita said, to have a conversation with the taxman.
Yeah.
How do we make this better? Because this journey to economic independence is for all of us, for every Ugandan. So all hands are needed on deck. And could you speak a little bit more about integrity? Integrity is core to URA, to one of the professional, the core values, right? But how does this affect revenue mobilization? If you could just paint a picture for a taxpayer out there, just an example of something like that.
Integrity is very core to what we do. As you've said, it's one of our core values, but it's embedded in everything we do, right from the services we offer, right from the processes that we have there to enable taxpayers to comply, and even the way we treat our taxpayers, but also the way they treat us. So it's like the bedrock of what we do as an institution, but it's also the bedrock of the taxpayers, because if they do not practice integrity, that means they're going to be cutting corners, which is not good for them as taxpayers, because when we find out, then the repercussions are quite harsh. But also it affects the revenue we collect as a nation. So for us, integrity, it's very core. It's much more than just not being corrupt, but doing the right things as taxpayers, paying your taxes on time, literally meeting your obligations as a taxpayer as it should be. And for us on our side as the revenue mobilizers, it's very core from what we do, from how we provide our services. That is, our systems, our promises should be in line with what we say, so that taxpayers actually get the experience that we promise them to get.
Okay, thanks. Thank you, Rita. And you talked about CSR there. CSR there has been a big deal during TPAS for as long as the last editions. Do you have like a particular theme this year, like we're going to focus on greening the environment, or whatever maybe the stations think is dear to the community is what they will do? Are you limiting in any way? Or?
No, we are not limiting or dictating what CSR the staff should take up. They live in these communities. They are part of the community, because the community dictates the environment within which you operate. Okay. So we have to give back to their well-being, so that they feel that we are not just revenue collectors, but we are part of the community. So the communities where our offices are, the staff in there will have a conversation with either the area leaders, or probably they've noticed a key CSR they can undertake in that region. So since it's coming from staff initiative, so they will be the ones to, judge and decide what CSR activity they will be having and doing in their various communities.
Okay. I'm particularly excited for CSR Day.
Me too.
Yeah,
Me
it's
too.
very beautiful,
Yeah.
and seeing now URA is not just the big bully or whatever.
No.
Being,
But it's individuals, staff digging deep into their pockets and giving back to the community where we live and serve. So it shows that the spirit of brotherhoodness, the spirit of giving, the spirit of partnership, that we are as like you're part of us in this journey of revenue mobilization. And through that, we get to know, how we can serve them better. So it's much more than just CSR. We are communing. Yes, we are being an initiative where we can engage and show love, to the areas where we live and to the people we work with within the community.
Yes, this is like full of love. I know it's a beautiful season.
We are very loving institution, by the way. We are very, very loving. Just like our tagline says, developing Uganda together.
Okay, so what's the theme for this particular season?
It is honoring the national heroes, honoring the pillars of national growth. It's honoring the pillars of national growth. And these are our taxpayers. Honestly, if you look at it, it's the taxpayers that are the foundation of the growth of our country. So we have decided every year we celebrate the taxpayers, and we always have a theme which is in celebration of their role towards national development. So this theme specifically was chosen to emphasize the role that taxpayers play in the foundation of Uganda's economic development, and how they help government to provide the services that are needed, the services that education, roads, and all that. So they are the backbone of our economy. So we need to celebrate them because they are the pillars of our national growth.
Nice. Okay, so this season we're celebrating taxpayers and we're giving back and we're just loving on them this whole time. But not to be harsh. But the core of URA is to collect taxes. So how does all this beautiful season translate into money? Because at the end of the day, Twagala Center, right?
Yeah, Twagala Center, that's true. But revenue collection or mobilization is not a sole responsibility or activity. We depend on voluntary compliance. So you cannot keep on saying Twagala Sente when you are not showing someone that you care, that you love them, that you're in this journey with them. So all this that we are doing is hinged on fostering that strong partnership with the taxpayer, which ultimately enhances voluntary compliance. Because here we are celebrating voluntary compliance. We are having platforms where we are going to hear, the pains of the taxpayers. So in there we learn. It's a reciprocal, and it's kind of like a symbiotic relationship. So we hear their pleas, we hear how we can work better, how we can improve our services, which ultimately brings us back to enhancing that strong partnership and voluntary compliance. And by doing this, we are positioning ourselves as not just revenue collectors, but we are partners. We are partners with these taxpayers. We are partners in development, just like the way our tagline says, developing Uganda together. So we are in this together. Even our services show we simplify, your journey of compliance. So this time round, we are coming to you to celebrate you, to recognize you, to appreciate you, that by paying your taxes, you are doing a valuable job to this country. Yeah. So ultimately, it ends up to, boosting and enhancing voluntary compliance. When you're loved, you give, you give willingly, freely, with purpose. And
so we're really moved on from being like, we want to move away from enforcing and things like that, and we just want it to come from the heart.
From the heart. We have areas where we will enforce, but our primary foundation, the first thing is we appreciate you, we recognize you, we are here to make your compliance journey as simple and easy and swift as possible. And we appreciate and celebrate you.
That's nice. I want to be a taxpayer. Okay, I'm a
You
taxpayer.
are a taxpayer. You're a taxpayer.
I am, but like, it's like you're between your tax collector and your taxpayer.
I
But it
know,
feels really,
I know.
it's lovely to be loved in like that. So there is taxpayers who will be able to come in person, let's say to the regional integrity forums or come here for the awards. But some of them will not get the chance to come to the taxman in person. Where can they relay their feedback, their queries, their pleas? Where can they, how do they make that happen?
First of all, our regional offices are the first contact centers in there. But also, apart from that, we have made it possible to make accessibility of URA very easy, literally in the palm of your hand. We have automated our touch points. We have a number of customer touch points. We have the touch point itself where you can log on at the comfort of your home and you lodge your query. We have the web chat. We have the WhatsApp number. We do have the toll-free line. We have our socials, Twitter, Facebook, and all these. We have an email. So if you have any idea, any query, anything you want to tell the taxman, there are a number of platforms you can use to get to us.
Okay, so we are everywhere.
We are
excuse.
everywhere.
You can reach out wherever. And even like when you're watching this, you can drop a comment or a question in the comment section. We'll be, we're ready to support you. And usually there will be like a scroll at the screen where you can just pick out any of those numbers and you reach out. So beyond this season is lovely. It's full of love, full of giving back, engaging, partnerships. But now, flash forward, December is gone. What other initiatives, what other campaigns do you have to keep engaging with the taxpayer?
Actually, before December ends, we are implementing the government tax waiver. Hope you've heard about that, where taxpayers that have had tax that has been overdue as of June 2023, government, in its wise wisdom and support, waived penalties and taxes to any taxpayer who has overdue taxes which were due by June 2023, as long as they pay them by December 2024. So that campaign is there, and I would urge any taxpayer or business that falls under that category to take advantage of that relief.
That's huge. That's a big deal. And I don't see how anyone, misses out on such an amazing offer because I think the producer did a drum roll. That's a huge deal. So feel free to take advantage of the tax waiver. And if you have any questions about it, we have material on your TV. And you can watch and you can know how to go about it, or you can visit if you are office specific.
We also we had the cry of the taxpayers. They were yearning more of tax education because tax is a complex issue and subject. So management, in its wise wisdom, has set up a division, a tax education division, to amplify tax education. So we have a division doing tax education, specifically tax education, where they will teach, where we are teaching taxpayers of their rights and obligations and handholding them in their compliance journey. You have seen our mobile bus. It's doing amazing, work. We have business-specific outreach programs. We have ongoing engagements with various stakeholders and taxpayers and business community. We've also simplified our services to make it very easy for the taxpayer to comply. Most of our services are automated. Right from registration, filing, payment, we've made it so easy for the taxpayer to comply. And then, like I've said, we have various customer touch points. If you feel like you're not understanding your tax journey, please feel free to reach out to us. We have the various, touch points, but we also have a contact center. We have the touch points. I've talked about the touch points. We have our WhatsApp line on our socials. Just drop your query, call us anytime, 24/7. We are available to handhold you, because this journey, we are in this together, the journey of revenue mobilization. So we are in this together.
Okay. Yeah. That sounds, from the whole, from the moment we started up to now, engagement is really coming out
Engagement
strongly.
is key.
Yeah,
Engagement is key to us, because stakeholder engagement and, stakeholder engagement is very key to the job we do, because it's not a very likable job, yet we have to do it. This country belongs to us. It doesn't belong to anyone else. And we are, mandated as citizens, by the way, to develop our country. So it's all about engagement, getting to understand one another, the taxman and the taxpayer, for the common good. And the common good here is our country. And we have a role, we have a duty, we have an obligation to develop our own country. No one is going to come and develop it for us. The ball is in our court, and it's up to us how we juggle it and attain, our vision and mission of liberating our country from economic dependency, so that we don't borrow.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Rita.
You're
Thank you so
welcome,
much,
Priscilla.
Rita.
Thank you.
And to our viewers, thank you for those who have tuned in. Agnes Kayesu, Samuel, Semakula Brian on LinkedIn. You're like, thank you for the work you're doing. And yeah, questions.
So thank you for paying your taxes. Everyone is a taxpayer, right? From a child you send to the shop to buy a soda or a mineral water bottle, there is a tax element to it. So literally everyone is a taxpayer. So, and we appreciate and thank you.
Thank you to all our taxpayers. And Rita, at this point, you've done an amazing job just bringing us up to speed with everything TPAS. And I'll just like to request that you share any parting shot, anything that you've left out, and just give our taxpayers a message before we wrap up.
Our dear taxpayers, we love you, we celebrate you, we appreciate you. During this season, we are loving you a little bit more. We are coming to the regions. You will see us. Please attend our integrity forums. Please come through when we call you, when we have campaigns. Please heed, share with us your views, share with us how we can do better. Because this is a journey of tax collection, it's a tax mobilization, revenue mobilization. It's a journey which we cannot walk alone, as you are without your support as taxpayers, your support and involvement. So those are my parting shots. We love you so much. We appreciate you. And like our tagline, let's continue developing Uganda together, because this nation belongs to us and we need to develop it together, to work together.
Okay, thank you so much, Rita. Thank you for sparing the time to come here on the Taxman's Telly. I hope you come back again.
Oh, sure, I would. Keep inviting me.
Yeah, and taxpayers, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for always watching URA TV, and we pray that you continue to do your role as in developing Uganda. This country is ours, like the manager said, and it's our job to have all hands on deck to work towards a better Uganda. And then we'll have better roads, better schools, and a better future for our children. Until next time, please enjoy the Taxpayer Appreciation Season. Bye-bye.